this is the announcement segment of the video. Number one, I made a clear decision. StorageAuctionGuru.com, that's going to be all the business stuff. That's where the motivation stuff's going to be. I'm going to really trick that side out with a lot of stuff you've never seen before. Urban Pack Rat, that's going to be the fun stuff. That's where the stories are going to be. More in-depth write-up of videos that I've did about stuff I've gotten out of units. And also, the storage auction contest is still going on. Today is the 31st, therefore you have 2 weeks. Let me say it again. You have 2 weeks to get your entry in. Do a video of yourself. There's no cost to entry and there's some pretty cool prizes. Hey, this is Glendon with the Monday Morning Pep Talk. The title of this segment, The Greatest Story Never Told. I've been getting really back into the swing of things and I've been reading comments, and there seems to be a common sentiment that's just woven through all the comments. It's just, hey, my life is not what I want it to be. I'm not where I want to be. Things aren't going according to plan and I am ready to make a change. I need to clear up a few things for you. Okay. Your life is exactly how you want it to be. It's exactly how you want it to be. Because whether you're passively or actively not doing anything, it's a choice. You choose not to act. It's a choice. So understand, where you are doing what you're doing is exactly where you want to be. Because until you want to do better, you're going to get what you've been getting. I know it's a really harsh truth, and I speak from experience. I've been there. You kind of think that the world's out to get you and things are just not going your way and God doesn't want you to have that, or it's not for you, and everything is predicated on the decisions that you make or you don't make. And one of the biggest things that happens right now is people don't know about the greatest story that's ever been told. That's your personal story. That's what you're going to do. But the thing is, you're not paying attention to the totality of your life. You're just looking at the bad stuff and you're looking at the highs. And then you're kind of glossing over the minutia, that regular stuff, which actually is the good stuff. Because that's the most common stuff. I want you to think about this. Unless you are a slep rock, the vast majority of the things in your life go as a plan. You wake up, you get in the car, most of the time it starts. You go to work, you work your 40, 50, 60 hours, what have you. You get a check every week, every 2 weeks, you go home. 90-something% of your life goes according to plan. So what's really wrong? There is no plan. That's why you don't have the results that you want, because there's no plan. You don't react. There's no response to life. It's a reaction to life. That's the problem. Stop reacting and start responding. Come up with a plan for your life. The greatest story never told is one that is for you. It's something that's uniquely for you. It's not the story of your best friend. It's not the story that your mother told you that you should live. It's not the story your father hopes that you will live. It's your story. One of the biggest things in life, sometimes it is very, very hard to develop the courage to be the person that you are. Many people live lives for others, and they don't live the life that they want to live, because you might want to be a beatnik and go canoeing in the Amazon. That may be your passion. That may be your thrill. That's what you want to do. But you may come from a very conservative family that frowns upon that. You might want to be an entrepreneur, but everyone in your family has a master's degree, and this is how we've done it since 1865, and by God, you're going to do it that way too, or you're going to be the little black sheep in the family, and everyone's going to talk bad about you and look down on you because you're living the life that you want versus the life that we want you to have. Understand, it takes a phenomenal amount of courage to be the person that you are. But once you develop that courage, once you start to tell the greatest story that's never told, your life will change. Now, how does all this respond to storage units? Break it down for you. With storage units, I learned a lot about people. Some cases I learned more than I wanted to. And we tend to regret with a great deal of energy and enthusiasm the things that we did not do versus the transgressions that we've committed against others. That's a very powerful thing, which says to me that a lot of people are not living the life they want to because of lack of courage. And living the life you may want to be. Like, say, take it for women. There's a lot of women out there who are not feminists. They don't want any part of that movement. They don't want to be around it. They want to gasp, get married, meet some great dude who loves them and treats them well, and have children. I know, it's crazy, right? And a lot of women kind of get caught in that because it's like, if you say something like that, it's like, what? There's so many options. You just want to be a mommy? Take a guy. Men have it rough too. You got a guy and he's not gay, but he likes the ballet and he wants to be a dancer. It's going to take a phenomenal amount of courage for him to push forward and go with that dream because he's going to catch so much flack. He is, from friends and family. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you say you're not gay. And the guy can even say, and I have a friend who was a dancer, and he told me, he's like, it's a lot of hard work. He enjoys himself, and he meets a lot of hot chicks. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a dancer. Instant in. But because so many people do not push forward with that type of personal development and chasing their dreams, it's kind of like this big mystery. It's like, really? So this is the deal for you this week. It's time for you to tell your story. It's really time for you to sit down with pen and paper and really think about what's most important to you. Not what's important to your mama, your daddy, your friends, your frat, people that know you. What's most important to you? What really gets your juices flowing? What makes you get up in the morning with a smile on your face? That's the good stuff. That's where you need to be. And I'm telling you, Dordu said it. Many men are living lives of quiet desperation because they're not moving forward. They're pretty much stuck in the status quo, and it's killing them. Second by second, a little piece of that person dies. Keep hope alive because you can regenerate. So this is your mission for this week. Some point today, not tomorrow, whatever, take an hour, 1 hour, pen and paper, and write on the top, my life. And fill it up with what you really want to do. If you want to go to London, go, put it on there. If you want to climb the Alps, put it on there. The first part of this is to put everything that you want to do, you want to be married, whatever, put it on the list. Phase 2, after you create this list, you start coming up with an action plan. And see, this is where it's going to get really cool. Because as you come up with your action plan, some of that stuff that you thought you wanted, you're going to that's not really what I want. Because you're going to I got to do this, I got to do this, that's not what I want. And then things will become clear. Because one of the things about, and I emphasize this in all my books, write down your goals. It makes them very clear and it breaks them out. Because sometimes I'll write down the goal and I'm like, I really don't want that. It just kind of sounded cool and rumbling around in my brain. But when you put it on paper and you start coming with an action plan, it fleshes itself out. And this is something that's really strange. If you write down your goals and just put them in the drawer somewhere and go back to that drawer a year later, you'll be surprised at how many of those things you actually did. And it happens faster when you develop an action plan. But just the simple fact of writing that stuff down just says to the universe, hey, this guy, he wants this. The universe is like this. Shoo, shoo, and it throws it at you. You put yourself in the position to receive what you want. Now, when you don't write stuff down, and when all your thoughts are all jumbled up in your brain and they're just rattling around, you're unfocused, you're diffused, and you pretty much don't get any traction. So trust me, this is the challenge. Write it down. And as you go through this week, for those of you who do, there's a lot of people are going to watch this video and they're going to go, hey, that sounds good, Glendon, but I'll get around to it. And then next week on the next Monday morning pep talk, it will have not happened and it'll still be in the same place. But for those of you who do this, get back to me on the video and tell me, was it a great exercise for you? Did you see the benefit? Because it helps me, and that is one of the things that has put me in the position that I'm currently in. Writing down goals and daring to dream. And understand, when you're telling your story, there's no one that's going to tell it like you. Don't let other people be the narrator of your story. You're the author. You're the architect. That's your job. All right, this is Glendon, and you have an awesome Monday.